Hey guys, it's Darwin here with my weekly Q&A to answer more of your questions. If you want to ask a question for next week's Q&A, you can either leave it in the comment box below or send me a video question over to darwinonthetrail@yahoo.com, and then next week I'll answer as many as I possibly can. So, as I told you last week, I'm out here at PCT Trail Days, or PCT Days, in Cascade Locks, Oregon, and I have a couple special guests with me. These are two past PCT Thru-Hikers. Introduce yourself, good sir.
I'm MassHole.
Mr. MassHole, and
I'm Geared Up.
Geared Up. So we're gonna answer your questions, kind of throw it around and see kind of everybody's opinion on there. If you start the AT in early February going Nobo, do you need crampons or an ice axe? So I'm just gonna have one of you guys answer it. Geared Up. If you start in February, do you need crampons and an ice axe?
I am going to say no.
Reasons?
Reasons. On the AT, you're talking, that would be like Mount Katahdin, the Whites. Those areas would definitely be snowed in, technical gear. When you're starting at Springer, I mean, there might be some snow, but it's not really known for that area.
Yeah.
Blood Mountain would be your closest hurdle.
Right. Yeah.
I
The
think
Smokies will be slippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smokies will be
They would
slippy.
be slippy. I don't think they would be. By the time you made it to it, it should be good enough. Like, you're going to be there in March, which is snowy and not great conditions. I've been there twice during that period, but nothing I would ever need crampons or an ice axe for. I would not say you need them.
I think maybe if you're going to be going through the Smokies and you know there's a lot of ice, like maybe some micro spikes, or not even micro spikes, like yak tracks.
Yeah.
Something to get a little bit of traction on the bottom of your shoe. That's probably going to be the best.
Yeah, maybe just for the Smokies.
Yeah, just the Smokies. Aside from
Toss
that,
stuff.
you're not going to need that
Nothing.
stuff until you're way up north, and by that time it's going to be melted off anyways. Is it worth waiting an additional year for a thru hike to save extra money to buy the nicer / more expensive gear? So, I'm going to let you take this one first.
No, I don't think it's worth saving for a whole nother year. I think it's worth doing a lot more research and, coming up with trying out stuff that works for you, and,
Yeah.
I don't think you need to save for another year.
No? Not another year?
No.
Right on. Yeah. I think that, as I tell you guys all the time, I'm a buy once, cry once kind of person. So I'm always willing to buy the nicer gear. If I know that in the long run it's going to last longer, be lighter, be more comfortable. Geared Up?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
He's a cheap hiker.
I am a cheap hiker.
He's a budget hiker.
Yeah, I think you can make it work. So if you really, there is gear that you want and you're dead set on and that's going to make your hike, then yes, you should. But there are a lot of resources out there that you can find similar quality-esque things, weight-wise and budget-wise. So if you really wanted to hike this year and you're prepped for it, your life presents the opportunity, I'm going to say go for it.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity to do it next year and it's not a problem, time's on your side, then save up and go do it next year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, that's decent advice.
Hi Darwin, I'm set to retire from the military this time next year and would love to do a section hike with the Appalachian Trail. What section would you recommend? Thank you and have a great day.
So that's an awesome question, and actually you have a few different perspectives on it. So I think if I was going to re-hike a section of the trail, and it's because I've hiked it already, it would be the White Mountains. They're insanely hard, so it's a really hard section of the trail. So if you have a lot of trail experience, you're used to hard hiking conditions, do the Whites. Biggest payoff on the trail, the views are amazing, but probably not the best choice for like a beginner section. Mass?
Yeah, I agree. Originally I was going to say the Whites, but I think that's a little too ass kicker maybe to just get out there for your first time. I think maybe something like the Smokies, which is ass kicker, but it's a little more gradual and you get a real taste of the AT, and it might want to make you come back.
Yeah, good views too. Yeah. If you had to hike another section?
I'm going to say Grayson Highlands. So
Yeah, that's a
they're
good
known
one.
for the wild ponies.
Yep.
They have some beautiful shelters out there, and you do come up on some balds and some great views and vistas out there. So personally, if I were going to do a section, especially in beginner area stage, I would recommend the Grayson Highlands.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
So yeah, all 3 of those would be awesome sections, just kind of depending on your timeline, where you're located. I mean, it's 14 states, so you know, a lot of times people will pick a section that's close to them, but if you're willing to travel, all 3 of those sections would be awesome. Do hikers ever use any entertainment devices other than their phone, like tablets or portable game consoles? Have you?
No.
No?
But an iPod. I've taken an iPod.
No,
on
like
hikes.
tablet or
No.
e-reader or
No,
anything?
that's too much extra to carry and easily to get broken, so I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't carry that.
I actually do carry a Kindle Fire HDX. One, it connects to my GoPro, so I can download my videos and pictures, and I can get them to the internet to you guys. And then, of course, I have like Candy Crush on there, some other just like cheesy games. And I can watch part of a movie here and there, you know, between charges. But the other entertainment thing is like an MP3 player. I love music. I gotta have music to hike.
Yeah. And then, as most of you guys know, all I ever really carry aside from camera equipment and my phone is going to be a little iPod shuffle, just because I can load more music on that and just like kill that battery. It's small, I can clip it to my pack. But yeah, aside from that, I've never carried any type of entertainment devices.
You gotta have your tunes, man.
Gotta have your tunes. What's your advice for sun protection while hiking? I always bring a spray bottle of sunblock. What do you think?
I use the stick. It's
Yeah.
like a chapstick kind of stick, and just rub it on my ears and wherever, instead of dealing with the cream and stuff like that. It fits. It's really small. Fits in my little hip pocket.
Do you use any
I
other
was-
type of sun protection? Hat?
No, I actually don't. I have a bandana. Sometimes I'll throw that on under my hat, but just a sunblock.
Right on.
Yeah.
And then actually, I'm going to ask all 3 of us. Did you carry an umbrella on any of your sections?
No,
No.
I actually wore a trucker hat backwards in the desert.
So a lot of cats on the channel always ask about umbrellas. Some hikers love them, some hate them. So you did not use.
No, I mean, I would never carry an umbrella. I just
No?
think it's a waste. I think you could just throw a bandana on or sunblock. But some hikers swear by them. You know, hiking in the rain also, they use them.
Yeah.
I could see some pros to that, but it's not something I would carry for sure.
Right on. G?
Ooh, man. Let's see. I wear a hat. Sunblock I don't use. If I'm in a super sunny area, the desert, or like long stretches on Florida Trail, you're road walking, I have pants on, I have a long sleeve shirt on, I have my sun hat, I have either a buff or a bandana hanging down, and that's what I use for mine. As far as using an umbrella, I've definitely played around with the idea, and I'd like to go out and do some sections, like week-long stuff, and test it out, because I like the idea of it. But as far as if I ever carried one, no.
And most of you guys probably know my setup. If not, I actually did a video not too long ago called Hiking in the Desert, gear to use whenever you're hiking the desert. I'll put a link up here if you guys want to check that out. I've answered this question a lot, but I just figured I'd get a couple more perspectives on it. Can you talk about air travel with your gear? Best practices, etc. So, actually, as most of you might not know, to come out here was my first time ever flying. So most of the time, any trail I've ever went to, I've just gotten a ride and gotten dropped off. So I actually flew out here, and I did fly out here with my full setup, my full pack and everything. So in my experience, I sent ahead my trekking poles and my stakes in a box. I sent them to Geared Up, just so I didn't have to screw with TSA, so I didn't have to check anything, because I carried my pack as a carry-on. So that's what I personally did, and so far that's been my only experience of it. What about you?
I had my setup without food and just carried it on as a carry-on. I don't believe I took my stakes out. I don't use trekking poles, so maybe I didn't have my stakes, but yeah, it was just a carry-on, so that was no problem.
Nice.
Oh, this is a good one.
He flies a lot.
I have flown all over the world with my pack. I've done lots of trekking, backpacking, and I've taken this thing everywhere. So what I like to do is I buckle my hip belt straps, my chest strap, I tighten everything down. I do have trekking poles. I put them in the water bottle side pockets. I make sure the side straps are pulled super tight. Everything's tucked in, zip closed, zipped up nice. And the only problem I've ever had was when I flew to Nepal, that they made me put my trekking poles in a separate bag because they said they would get lost otherwise. And then I arrived in Nepal and that was the only thing missing.
So yeah, at your own discretion. There's tons of great resources out there, a lot of different people flying different places, and I think it all depends on what airport you're flying out of, what airline you're using, and where you're going, depending on what you're gonna have to do to carry or not carry or leave at home or ship ahead. So check out whiteblaze.net, a lot of other ones, and you can get good resources on that. All right guys, last question of the week. On the PCT, I hear you'll encounter many stream crossings. What's your take on a hiking sandal to ford the streams that you'll need to cross? You have said in your previous videos to be comfortable. Stomping around in wet socks and shoes doesn't sound too comfortable. What's your take on this?
Okay, so if you get trail runners, they're gonna dry out quick. You don't want to get Gore-Tex. You just walk through the streams. You just go right for it.
Yep.
And then as you walk, your body heat's gonna dry that shoe faster than you think, and your socks, because you're using that type of gear. I would not use sandals. I have used flip-flops fording rivers and never seen them again.
Yeah.
So.
G?
I agree too. I'm a big trail runner fan. Lots of mesh. They dry out quick. I have synthetic socks. I wring them out. If I have to, I just hang those up, put on the next pair. They'll dry out super soon. Not a big fan of carrying around sandals for many reasons.
Yeah. And you guys know my thoughts. I always just make sure that I have a dry pair of socks in my pack. Embrace the suck. Deal with it. Whenever you get to camp, you can take them off, put some dry socks on. Because if your feet are wet, chances are they're gonna get wet again. So you just deal with it. It's not comfortable, but through hiking's not comfortable. So
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll get used to it being not comfortable.
Yep,
You'll be fine.
for sure. Embrace the suck. All right, guys. So if you want to ask a question for next week's Q&A, leave it in the comment box below, or send me a video question over to darwinonthetrail@yahoo.com. And then next week, I will answer as many questions as I possibly can, because these guys won't be there. If you haven't had a chance yet, go over and check me out on Instagram. I've been posting a lot of new photos lately of some of the things that Snuggles and I have going on throughout the week, plus some pictures from some past hikes. Thank you guys so much for being here for this. I've been wanting to do this for a while to give everybody different perspectives from hikers, so thanks MassHole. Thanks Geared Up. If you guys found any value in this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and as always guys, thanks for watching.